Hello, dear Leo. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your December 2021 horoscope. And we kick off the month as the moon and Mars will be canoodling in the fourth house in Scorpio for you, placing your sun, moon, or rising sign of Leo on your first house. And we have also the moon and Mars trining Neptune during this time, making this a very powerful, intuitive, or psychic time for you. Now, it is making a square from that first to that fourth house. So it is possible that there's some tension around a female in your life, particularly maybe mom or someone who feels like they're in a bit of an authority, if you will. And also this can create a little bit of tension for yourself of like, how do I show up for this particular situation or this person that allows me to feel as though I have some really solid roots or foundation. You may be revisiting some things of the past that are popping up right now and having to face them. And it can create some emotional intensity with the moon and Mars making this powerful connection. Also, I would offer that during this buildup, if you will, it's leading into this new moon eclipse that we're having this coming weekend on the first part of December, December 3rd, 4th, depending on where you are in the world. And it's at 12 degrees Sagittarius, activating your fifth house. So whatever you may be experiencing this week could have some intensity behind it so that you can clean up the past to be able to set new intentions to face this new future that you're wanting to create for yourself in a really positive way. Now, if this is not a relationship dynamic that you're dealing with, it could be something around security of any sort. Maybe it's something around finances, or maybe just in the way in which you feel confident in your leadership or in who you are, and the way in which that gets expressed. And so what you're working with in this new moon eclipse is looking at patterns in your life in this fifth house, which has to do with pleasure. It has to do with children. It has to do in the way in which you express your creativity. And Sagittarius in that fifth house is a very positive placement or sign for it, making a beautiful trine to your sun, moon, or rising sign in that first house can give you the ability to have the hope and the faith that you need to know that you can have the joys and pleasures of life when you are true to yourself and being really authentic. And I think that's what this first part of December is inviting you into, is how can I own and become the even more authentic version of myself? No apologies, just because I can be a little flamboyant or gregarious or, even a little bit dramatic at times. But if somebody can't handle that, then they're not the right person to partner with, or they're not the right person to date, or they're not the right person to interact with. So, understanding too that your audience is going to resonate with you or not. And you want to be able to put yourself in a place of genuine, authentic expression during this time. And so it may be that you decide you are taking another course to sharpen your skills, and that allows you to be able to have these opportunities that, remember, it's an eclipse, so you could be getting opportunities weeks before, weeks after this time, where you can express yourself in a more creative way, or in a way that allows you to feel valued, a way that allows you to feel as though you are loved by others. And I would say too that this gives you a chance also to check in with any belief systems that you have that may no longer serve you, or that have been holding you back from truly expressing yourself, and giving you opportunities to have the resources or the people, or just having joy for the sake of joy. Now, on December 8th, shortly after this eclipse, Mars will square off with Jupiter. This does make a square from your fourth to your seventh house, telling me that there may be some relationship dynamics that show up just to maybe create a little bit of tension here, to give you a chance to say, this is okay for me. I'm going to maybe really settle some stuff from the past that didn't feel good. It's a good cleanup kind of moment. Now, granted, it's a square with Mars and Jupiter, so there's an expansiveness here. So it can expand the aggression if you're not careful. Others could become aggressive towards you because maybe they just don't like that you're trying to finalize things. Maybe they're trying to cling on. I just keep seeing, Leo, that you may have a couple of Klingons here of people that are just not ready to let the past go. And you may have to be very forceful and really set some boundaries here. The good news is with Jupiter and Aquarius, it can give you a more objective view versus subjective, hopefully giving you the ability to mitigate some of the more intense emotions that could get attached here or could get expressed. Now, on December 10th, 11th, depending on where you are, Venus and Pluto make their first canoodling, and that happens in your sixth house, telling me that you could become a very powerful force in your daily routine. This can give you the oomph if you've been feeling a little stagnant about certain habits that need to change. This can give you that push or that power to be able to say, okay, now I'm ready to truly make that shift. I'm ready to start some new habits. I'm also having to review some of the things from my past with Venus here in shadow, because she's going to retrograde this month. But she's also saying, hey, here's some things maybe financially or relationship wise in my daily routines, my coworkers, maybe my health that need to be revisited. And with Pluto here, it's like you're going to be forced to face it. So if you've been doing the work, then you'll find that this gives you maybe new clients or maybe another role that you get to play that puts you in a position of power. And you could have some pushback from others who are like, oh, I don't know why they're getting this and I'm not. But own yourself, own who you are. Don't apologize for it. And do allow yourself to feel as though you deserve it. I think the other thing that could get triggered during this time is that imposter syndrome, where it's like, why do I deserve to sit at this table? And I will tell you, you deserve it because you have worked hard and you're looking to achieve things. And you are allowed to be able to have the desires that you truly feel for yourself are in the best alignment for you. Mars enters Sagittarius, further activating the sixth house, and Mercury will enter Capricorn on December 13th. And so your fifth and your sixth house will continue to be activated here with the Mars in your fifth and Mercury in your sixth, saying, hey, I want to have more fun, maybe with the way in which I do my routines or in who I work with, the kind of activities I do on a daily basis. And it also may drive you to be a little bit more focused on self-development here with that sixth house. So it's about improvement here. And I would say that you're going to look around at your situation. You're going to say, how can I improve my life? How can I do certain little things that can create bigger waves down the road? And with Mars and Sagittarius in that fifth house, you also may have moments where you have some very clear truth telling. You may decide also that you're going to travel for fun and that you're going to be very clear about what you believe in and make sure people hear about it. And then with Mercury in Capricorn, there's plans being put in place that allow you to say, I'm not going to compromise what I ultimately need every single day to make myself do the things I need to do and to be a better version of me. And in doing so, I can show up as a really good friend, a really good partner. Now, I'm going to address some of you Leos who are single. This is also a beautiful time with Mars and Sagittarius to really put yourself out there, socialize, mingle, give yourself permission to just have some fun, date, and date for the sake of fun, take your time getting to know the person, that sort of thing. But do put yourself out there. If you're in a bonded relationship, this is a time for you and your beloved to travel together. Even if you don't go long distances, maybe you just travel over to the water, or maybe you get out of town for a little bit, and it gives you a chance just to have a little bit of fun, maybe envision what the future can look like, and just, let go of the mundane everyday stuff for just a small amount of time. Now, Venus, like I say, retrogrades this month on the 19th, and it's on a full moon in Sagittarius. So this emphasizes, again, your fifth and 11th house with that full moon, and then the sixth house with Venus moving it or retrograding in there. And so you may be looking at ways in which you can develop more fun. You can let go of some of that heaviness, some of that feeling of like, oh, I just can't seem to let go of my obligations. And now here comes this full moon in Sagittarius saying, just put them aside for a few days. People will be okay, and you're allowed to have some fun. And with Venus retrograding in the sixth house, it may bring an opportunity back to you, like a work opportunity or an opportunity to revisit that health issue that you get to have solution for. You know, it could be a minor health issue. It could be something like, I don't know, hearing loss. And so you find that you get a hearing aid that is upgraded and it has all these, new fandangled ideas and technology and things like that. And it's not that big of a deal, right? So it could be something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a major health issue. But if you are dealing with something along those lines, it gives you a chance to go, okay, I can put my life in my own hands by creating healthy habits that support a better way of being. And then that can also give me better solutions for the things that I'm trying to accomplish in my life. And I can put a plan in place with all this Capricorn energy being active in that sixth house. You'll probably be making some lists so that you can accomplish some things that you want to get done, let's say, as the year wraps up and we move into 2022. Now, the other thing I will say is that Venus retrograding can bring relationships from the past for you to clean up. It can also bring financial matters to the forefront that need to be dealt with or visited. And so what I can offer to you is that with the sixth house energy, it gives you a chance to maybe put into place a budget, something that you have some discipline around, and something that will allow you to say, now I feel I have some sense of control, if you will, around my finances or around the way in which I approach relationships, because you're looking for ways in which you can feel accomplished or achieved. And we have a further emphasis of this when the sun moves into Capricorn, which is not at its greatest placement. However, it is a beautiful time for you to be able to go within, to have this energy around what is it in my life that I really need to accomplish, and then how do I put it into place? Again, further emphasis on this daily routine. Now, Venus retrograding with Pluto, canoodling, that happens again around Christmas evening into the 26th, further emphasizing more of that sixth house, giving maybe some deep and profound healing opportunities. If you have to have surgery or if you have some sort of procedure, I would offer that this is the time where you take your time, give yourself a lot of space and grace for recovery, but it's not a terrible time to do it. I know that some astrologers will say you really shouldn't have surgeries during planets that are retrograde, especially personal planets. What I will say is with Venus here, it's not necessarily the surgery will go badly. It's just that you may have some unexpected bills afterwards that you weren't planning for. So I'm giving you a heads up that if you do have to have some sort of procedure done, make sure you call your insurance and find out what's covered. Make sure that, if for some reason the doctor says it's X amount of dollars, double check that. And if you need to push it off for another time, then push it off if it's elective. If it is something you absolutely need, then do share maybe with some family and friends or whatever of what's going on, and let your support system lean in on you and help you. This is also where you will find value. So with Venus retrograding and canoodling with Pluto, you look at what is it in my life that I truly value? Let me revisit this. And let me make sure I'm doing my personal internal work, that whatever decisions I make line up with my true self. On December 29th, Jupiter re-enters Pisces. So Jupiter was in Pisces back in May until it retrograded in July. And so here we have Jupiter re-entering Pisces, activating this eighth house for you, and Mercury and Venus and Pluto will all canoodle in that sixth house. So this is a beautiful sextile between your eighth and sixth house, telling me that as Jupiter is moving through Pisces, not only does it expand your intuitive abilities and your ideas that you'll want to share with those that you feel the most intimate with, but it gives you hopefully good faith and hope and optimism that the resources you need that are in partnership with others, whether it's a loan or inheritance or anything like that, that you'll be able to have so that you can sustain your daily routine, your new habits that you're trying to form. Because here's the thing, with habits, anybody who is familiar with setting goals or having these kinds of routines in place is that you start small and then it builds, one builds on the other, and instinctually it becomes so habitual that you do it without thinking. And that's part of what you're trying to establish are new patterns that support maybe a healthy lifestyle, maybe a better creative expression, maybe a way of getting more out of your daily life with your job, that sort of thing. Some of you may use the month of December to leave your current role and move into something new, especially if you're in healthcare, any form of physical healthcare or mental health care. You may find new opportunities that you've already put into motion that now you get to say, okay, as of December, 17th, 19th, I'm done. And then starting January 1st, I start my new role. So that's also other ways that it can show up for you, Leo. All right. I really hope that this gives you some little pins on the map, that it helps you. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and come find me at jamiedawn.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month, Leo.